What's up everyone, KitaSean here. So as requested by a lot of you guys from the Camelot announcement video that I made not too long ago, I'll be making a quick guide video for the upcoming chapter Camelot, which is going to release on June 28th for the NA version of Fate Grand Order. So I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have heard stories about Camelot, like boss fights being super hard, which is not wrong, but in my eyes they're just very gimmicky, and as long as you understand what the gimmick is, the boss fight is actually very easy, especially if you have the right servants. Of course, I'll be talking about these right servants that will make your life easier when it comes to these boss fights, but I will also be talking about some alternatives because I know not everyone wills for FGO. So I'm actually going to go ahead and divide this guide video into 6 parts. So I'm going to go ahead and focus on one boss fight per video, and in this video we're going to go ahead and focus on Gawain. So when you bring up Camelot when you're talking FGO, the first thing that pops into your head is going to be Gawain, and the reason why is because he's said to be the hardest boss fight in the chapter. So Gawain has 3 boss fights, and you should treat all these boss fights the same. So the main gimmicks for Gawain is that he gets an extra MP charge per turn, so that's 2 charges per turn, allowing him to use that MP attack every other turn. And then he also has a damage cut buff, which allows him to take less damage. The first battle is going to be 80%, and then on the second battle he'll take reduced 50% damage, and then on the third battle it's going to be 30%. I forgot to mention that the first battle is actually a little bit different compared to the last 2 battles. All you gotta do is take out 25% of his HP, but again, he does have that 80% damage cut buff, so you definitely want to bring a team that allows you to do a lot of damage, but at the same time, you want to protect them as well, because he does do a lot of damage, plus again, he does do his MP every other turn. So basically what you want to do is bring an archer team that allows you to stall and allows you to get their MP up as quick as possible. Some of the archers you can use against Gawain are Emiya, Orion, and Uriel. These are probably my top 3 archers against Gawain, but Emiya has the ability to apply to evade for a turn, increase defense for 3 turns. He also has clairvoyance, so you can set up for next turn with all those crit damage. And then you also have magecraft, increase arts card performance, because Emiya does have a deck of 3 arts cards, so allowing you to get your MP gauge up faster with those arch chains, and then at the same time you can deal a lot more damage with the arch cards. And then of course you can do a lot of damage with his noble phantasm. And then Orion, she can go ahead and increase her own attack defense as well with the same skill. She also has punish the unfaithful, which allows you to do more damage against males because Gawain is a male servant, and also has the ability to evade and increase critical strength as well. And then her noble phantasm is an arts noble phantasm, so if your other 2 servants don't have their MP up yet, you can use that to chain. And then of course this MP allows you to do a lot of damage single targetly, and then decrease attack for 3 turns, and then of course chance to decrease charge, which is actually really good. That's if you do overcharge though. And Uriel has a lot of stall effects, so she has vampirism, low chance to decrease charge rate, but it's still really good. And also it increases her MP gauge. Siren Song has a high chance to inflict charm against the opposite gender, which again Gawain is male. And then she also has the arts increase performance skill, so again, like Emiya, as you're doing the arch chain or getting doing some arts attacks, you can do that. You can do a lot of damage with arch cards. And then of course her noble phantasm is also an arts card, so you can increase the damage on that. And not only that, her noble phantasm has a lot of skills that do a lot of things to Gawain. I mean, single target, more damage, special attack to male, chance to charm male, and then decrease attack for 3 turns. So yeah, like both Orion and Uriel's noble phantasm work very well against Gawain. So another archer servant you could bring against Gawain is David. David has the ability to increase defense for a turn and restore his own HP. His second ability allows you to apply evade to all your servants for a turn, which is really good. He can also heal them. And then of course he has the ability to increase their attack as well. And what's really cool about David is that his deck has 3 arts cards, so Arch Chain is actually really consistent. And then of course another servant you can bring is Janna d'Arc as well as Mashu. Those two servants can stall. Like Janu has stun ability, and then of course her Noble Phantasm has invincibility to all servants, and then of course Mashu has the ability to increase defense, has the ability to apply invincibility to one of your servants, and of course her Noble Phantasm could increase defense as well. And then other servants like casters, Waver being a really good one, increase defense, increase attack, as well as Noble Phantasm. Of course his Noble Phantasm can also stun Gawain. And then you have Tamamo no Mae, who can make your art performance cards performance a lot stronger, because she can apply art performance to all your allies. Of course you have Morph A to increase her defense, and then you have Curse EX to decrease MP charge of Gawain, the very high chance as well. And not only that, her Noble Phantasm is an arts Noble Phantasm, so you can chain that with arts cards, and then of course you can heal your allies as well as decrease a MP gauge. Or I'm not decrease, I'm saying increase MP gauge for all your allies if it has overcharge. But Tamamo no Mae and Waver are good servants to use, especially Waver. I think Waver is probably the more ideal servant to use if you're going to bring a caster, but those servants work very well against Gawain as well. So those are the ideal servants you want to use against Gawain, but I've seen videos of players use Billy the Kid to defeat Gawain. I've seen videos of Gilgamesh and Arjuna teams, like basically Buster Archer teams. Of course you want to bring a servant that can protect them and use a mystic code that can protect them, so anything that had like evade or invincibility. Of course you want to do some attack buffs as well, but the ideal team you want to bring is a Archer team that can stall and get their MP up as soon as possible. So that is it on how to defeat Gawain. Again, this is going to be a 6-part video. Once I finish recording and editing the other 5 videos, I will upload them to the channel as soon as possible. So while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and throw this out there. I'm actually looking for a designer, a character designer that can draw anime chibi-like designs. Like as you can see on the screen, there is an anime chibi design of myself. I'm actually looking for someone that can draw something similar, but again, a little bit different. But if you are a character designer or you know someone, it'd be really awesome if you can email me with the email down below. And it'd be really awesome if you can send me a portfolio as well, so that I can get an idea on how you design these characters. But yeah, that's basically about it for the video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Laters.